Welcome back to Business on City News 570, powered by Cowan Insurance. And as God would have it, we are joined by David Outa, and he is a commercial account executive with the aforementioned Cowan Insurance Group. And we wanted to talk about something really important today, Gregory. We know that there are more and more apartments and condos being built in Waterloo region. It's more of a housing choice or housing choice that more people are making. But it's really important, as always, to make sure you have the right insurance in place.
Well, I think you're exactly right, Ian. And I think, a lot of people, especially if this is your first home purchase and you're buying a condominium, you've probably had a tenant's insurance before or renter's insurance before, but this is quite a bit different now. Even if you're renting the condominium that you're moving into, it can be all different. So, David, why don't you take us through some of the important elements that people need to bear in mind when they're looking for their insurance protection on their contents and their condominium?
Thanks, Greg and Ian, and thanks for having me. So yes, as you mentioned, condominium insurance is a very challenging topic, and it really is challenging for various reasons. One of the most challenging issues that I personally see when handling condominium insurance is owners have a hard time understanding their obligations. And the reason is there are two insurance policies at play when you reside or own a condominium unit. So the main responsibilities for insurance are actually outlined in the Condominium Act. People tend to assume that the insurance companies make these rules. Actually, there is a condo law that determines at a minimum what these insurance responsibilities are. Then it becomes up to the owner, the condo board, to interpret what their different responsibilities are. So usually when I get involved in this, I like to get people to understand first and foremost, what type of condominium have you purchased, right? That's a first step. And an easy way to find this information out is in the legal documents that you have through your lawyer. When you purchase that unit, you will always have the legal name of the condo. So there are three basic types of condominiums which determine the type of insurance you will need as an owner.
Okay, give us those three. What are those three that we need to pay attention to?
Right. So the most common and the most challenging is a standard condominium corporation. So once you purchase a standard condominium corporation, to know that it's a standard condo, again, you look at the documents, the declarations and bylaws. It will be right there in the name. So for example, in Waterloo region here, we register condos by the region. So you'll see a name, Waterloo Standard Condominium Corporation, and then a number. So the number is just when that condo corporation was registered. So once you see the name standard, you know that you have purchased a standard condo. A standard condominium corporation has an obligation to insure what is referred to as a standard unit. So the condo corporation will define for its owners what is standard, and it ensures that standard unit within your unit boundaries. Outside of your unit boundaries, and after the condo corporation's property line, those are the common elements. Those are all the features all owners share. The condo corporation also has an obligation to insure those. So once the condo defines for you what is standard, then you as an owner need to understand that anything outside of that standard definition is your responsibility to insure inside your unit, and that becomes your improvements and betterments.
Yeah.
Okay, what should someone, when they're considering, I mean, is it important enough in terms of the cost of the various types of insurance that we go, hey, David, I'm looking to buy a condo, or I'm thinking of, renting but moving from a house to an apartment / condo. Is it important to ask those questions before? I mean, could it make the difference of being able to pay, be able to say, geez, I can't afford that insurance on top of? I mean, you have to ask those questions far enough in advance that you understand what the cost is going to be?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're in an information age, so all that information is really important. And I always say, when you're making that purchasing decision, that insurance agent or broker on the other side of the line, that's your most important key in ensuring that you have the right coverage. So those questions that agent or broker ask are very important, because they're trying to understand and determine what your responsibilities are when it comes to insurance. Right. So
all right, listen, this is fascinating. Sounds like we're going to have you come back on, because I think legitimately this would have been one of those communities where there was very few condos, but it is becoming more and more prevalent. And there's lots of different ways that, whether it's condo insurance, whether it's, people are renting, and but I think we should have you back on, because there's more and more opportunity, and you're seeing the towers go up, Greg, right across Waterloo Region, Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, and it's important for those folks that really understand what those opportunities are. But at a bare minimum, if you're considering it now, and before David comes back on the show, contact David at Cowan Insurance. He's the expert. He can give you some help. Where do people go on the website to find you, David?
So on our website, you can find me at www.cowangroup.ca/condo.
There you go. Listen, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the next time.